Photosynthesis is a chemical reaction, and that's the chemical equation right here at the top. They mentioned it earlier in the notes. That 6 in front of the carbon dioxide, that 6 in front of the water, is the bare minimum of those molecules that you need to carry out this reaction to be able to get a glucose molecule. If you just had CO2 and H2O there, you can't get C6H12O6. That's a glucose molecule. The minimum amount is this. That's why they have those sixes in front. That's called a balanced equation. Now in nature, in the plant, they're not just taking 6 at a time of each. They're using millions, if not billions of those molecules constantly to make all the glucose that the plant needs. Just know that that's considered a balanced equation. You're going to learn a little bit more about that next year when you're in 8th grade and you're studying chemical equations. Okay, so on this side of the equation, you have carbon dioxide and water. You need that light energy to start this chemical reaction. Right? So the light energy is the radiant energy coming from the sun, and actually that's kinetic energy. So light waves are moving, that's considered kinetic energy. Here's the 6 water molecules. Here's the 6 CO2 molecules. Those are called reactants because these two things are reacting together. Right? They're going into the chloroplast. That's what this is right here. Along with that light energy that's being harnessed by the chlorophyll in the chloroplast, you get that chemical reaction, and then what comes out on the other side, right here, the glucose and the oxygen are the products. Right? So you get reactants on the left side, products on the right side. So product because this is what's being produced. The oxygen, which is released into the atmosphere, the waste product basically of the plant, and then the sugar, that glucose molecule that the plant's using for its own energy. That's the food that it's making for itself. It's chemical energy, and that chemical energy is potential energy. I gave you a little diagram here that shows the configuration of a glucose molecule. And if you count all those C's and H's and O's, you will see that they add up to C6H12O6. Got that hexagon shape. That's the chemical energy. And the way you remember that, does that look like a chemical to you? It is. Glucose, the simplest sugar. It's a chemical. So, radiant energy right here being converted to chemical energy right here. Right? Radiant to chemical. Radiant to chemical. Guys, that's one of the main things you need to take away from us learning about photosynthesis this week, is it's that transformation of energy from radiant energy, that's light energy, to chemical energy that's stored in that glucose molecule.